Peach season is still in full swing, so today I'm going to show you how to make and can homemade peach barbecue sauce. It sounds weird, but I promise you, it is so good. And of course, it's really easy to make. Come along and I'll show you how to make it and can it. This right here is everything you will need to make the peach barbecue sauce. It's 12 ingredients. Let's go through it. You will need 10 peaches, 2 jalapenos, 2 onions of any kind, 2 bell peppers of any kind, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of honey, 1 cup of tomato sauce. This is homemade tomato sauce from the tomatoes in our garden, but the store-bought works just fine. 1 cup of vinegar. I'm using our homemade apple cider vinegar, but the store-bought distilled vinegar also works fine. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of spicy brown mustard or Dijon mustard, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of salt. You can use any salt for this as long as it doesn't have iodine. I'm using canning and pickling salt because I have it on hand, but if you don't, plain salt from the store works fine. And what I love about this recipe is it's so versatile. You can omit or add anything that you want to. The only thing that you cannot take out is the vinegar because you want to make sure that the acid level is low enough to water bath can it. But other than the vinegar, you can pretty much change anything in this recipe. A lot of people also like to add bourbon if you want like a bourbon peach barbecue sauce. I don't particularly love the taste of bourbon, but if you want to throw it in there, go for it. Also, if you don't want it to have any spice at all, you can take out the jalapeno peppers. You don't have to put it in there. I like it to have just a tiny bit of spice, so I put 2 in, but if you want it to be spicy, put in 10. You can really make it however you want to. Let's make it. So all we're gonna do here is literally take all of this and throw it into a pot, cook it, and then puree it, and that's our barbecue sauce. It's so easy. For the produce, I'm just gonna chop each one up. I'm obviously gonna remove the seeds out of my peaches. I'm gonna leave the skin on my peaches because it's getting pureed, so you won't even know the peach skins are on there. Do not waste the time taking them off. So let's chop this up, get it all in the pot. Okay, so we got all of our peaches, onions, and peppers cut up and into our big pot. Now we're going to add everything else. We added everything else to the pot, and I've brought it over to my stovetop because we're going to bring it to a boil. And we are at a good boil. So now I've got my heat turned down to low so we can bring it to a simmer. I'm gonna give it a good stir and then we're gonna cover it back up with that lid and cook it for about 30 minutes until everything is fully cooked. Okay, 30 minutes is up. So now we're gonna puree it. I'm just going to use an immersion blender, but you can use a food processor, a blender, whatever you got. Just make sure that if you do put it in a blender, you let it cool down first because if you put boiling hot liquid like this into a blender, it's going to explode. So anyway, let's blend it up. Here's the immersion blender that I'm using. It's from Amazon. It was really cheap and I actually really like it. So I'll put the link in the description if you want to get one, but let's start blending. And we are completely blended. The barbecue sauce is perfect, and this is where you want to do a taste test. I already did, and I loved it, so I didn't change anything, but if you want to add cayenne pepper to get it spicier, you want it sweeter to add more sugar, just do whatever you want at this point, but ours is good to go, and as you can see, I think the thickness is perfect, but if you want it thicker, you could always simmer a little longer and get it thicker. Now I just need to prep all of my canning stuff, so I've got my giant stock pot of water coming to a boil so we can water bath these. I'm sterilizing my lids in a small pot of water. Now that it's come to a boil, I can shut it off. Those are good to go. And I'm sterilizing my jars in the oven. All I do is rinse them off and then stick them in the oven, bake them at 250 for 10 minutes. Everything's ready, so now we're going to fill our jars, leaving an inch of headspace. Then we're going to wipe our rims, add our lids and our bands, and we'll be ready to water bath can. Jars are filled. As you can tell, the recipe yields 7 pint-sized jars. Now we're gonna get all of these into our water to can them. And just a reminder, make sure your water comes back to a rolling boil before you start that timer. And the water is back to a boil, so now I can set my timer. The pints are going to water bath can for 20 minutes. Timer is up, so now we're just getting all of our jars out, putting them on the counter, and we're gonna leave them here undisturbed for 24 hours. So that's it. There you have it. Homemade peach barbecue sauce. This stuff is just so good. It's sweet and tangy. Kind of reminds me of what people would call like a Carolina barbecue sauce, but it's really good on ribs, chicken, whatever you want. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. All of the products are linked down in the description below in case you want anything, including these new jars from 4 Jars. Those are the canning lids that I use most of the time. They are wonderful. All right, that's it. Happy canning season and happy homesteading.